Hello. I am here today to talk about how amazing and beautiful my life is because obviously the entire internet wants to hear me brag. Yes, but in all seriousness, I am at the same college I was at last year, but it feels like a completely different place than I felt like it was last year. Like, I walk outside, I see the exact same things, a lot of the same people, but everything about my life now just isn't even comparable to last year at all. And this is not random. This is because of things that I've done and things that I'm somehow going to explain in this video. I don't know how I'm gonna like encapsulate all of it because, shit takes years. But yeah, I feel like the main change that I've gone through is really just mental and seeing the world differently and seeing it as a more positive place. And last year, like if I think about my own and last year if I think about the self-perception that I had, I thought that things were going okay. I thought that I was seeing the world somewhat positively. I thought that I thought that I was becoming the person that I wanted to be. I just knew a lot less about what my interests were and like what I wanted in life and what type of people I wanted to be around and all of that. But I don't know. I thought things were going well. I thought things were okay. I thought that I had decent friends, and I had lots of decent friends, but compared to the people I'm meeting now and like the people that I had to cut off last year, like there's a big gap there. But in terms of like self-growth and like self-actualization, I thought I was progressing decently. I thought I knew shit, but now I feel like I knew nothing last year. I was a baby. Um and even though I saw lots of positivity in my life, some bad things happened. Like I was in a shitty relationship that made me feel like not myself at all. And I just had this lack of self-respect that had me ending up in these situations where, you know, I was around people who were shit talking everybody, and I had very like one-sided interactions with people, and I just thought that that was like a normal part of life, I guess. But now I like really don't experience those things much. Like, if there's a one-sided interaction, I text that and then it's done. Like I'm out. I'm not doing that. And if somebody's mistreating me, I'm out. I'm not doing that. And of course, I'm saying all of this now, and I bet a year from now I'm gonna look back on how I see the world right now, and I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I knew nothing. I don't know. I just thought at the time that these bad situations that I got into were just like inevitable, that like sometimes some of the people I meet are gonna end up damaging me, but like they don't need to. Like, yes, bad things are gonna happen in life, but do I need to spend months and months around people who make me feel like less than a human? No, I can just stop. But even after people, showed me these patterns of not treating me well, I would still think that I owed them my time. And yes, eventually I would realize that I needed to get the fuck out of there. But I don't know, it would just take me so long. And now, obviously, I'm probably gonna go through more situations in life where I make mistakes and I spend too long around somebody, but I just feel like it can't be that long. I feel like I feel like I would have to like completely just go backwards in order to spend the amount of time I was spending with these people on the wrong people again. Unless I'm like around some sort of master manipulator or something. I don't know. But I don't know. These people last year were just so obviously mistreating me. Like, I remember this one time I was telling my best friend about something that somebody was doing, and she was like, I would not stay with a person who does that. And I was like, oh, but everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has mentally ill parts of their life. Like I can't really like I don't know. I was being stupid. And I really just genuinely feel right now that there's no way I'm gonna let that happen again. Like if somebody's gonna mess with me, they're not gonna be that obvious about it. And of course this change, oh my god, there's a fucking train again. Of course this change came from learning. I'm a psych major. We literally talk about this stuff in my classes. Um and like learning just through life, like, hey, maybe if somebody is super hot and cold with you, you shouldn't be around them every day. But I feel like a lot of it also has come from me learning. I don't know how to like say this in a way that doesn't sound like super woo woo, but I have been getting into more like spirituality things. What the fuck? Why is the train being so loud? I don't like this. Yeah, I've been getting into spirituality, metaphysics, that kind of stuff. And I would say like now, like I'm a pretty spiritual person, but also I've always been like a logic based person where like I believe things if they're proven by science. But now I'm opening my mind up to it more because when I listen to it, because I like watch this one guy's videos, I listen to podcasts about it. When I like consume this material, I view it almost as like, okay, this spirituality language is like a language that's communicating psychology, physiology, neuroscience, true facts kind of through this medium that our emotions understand, basically. Where like the concept of a higher power, I have no clue if I believe in that or not. But if I kind of think and maneuver my thoughts around as if there is, it's going to get me to the same outcome that following, lots of neuroscience based advice would. So I don't know. I've been using that to my advantage. And, frequency work, like becoming somebody with a high frequency, like, that sounds so woo woo, but really, I don't know. It feels very based in neuroscience to me, where it's like, okay, like you're making associations that are going to lead you to success, basically. Um, so I've been learning a lot about that, and that's been impacting my life more than anything else I've done, probably. And yeah, so like you can learn these patterns, like, hey, if somebody treats me like this, don't invest all your energy into them, blah, 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 blah. But also, beyond pattern recognition, also doing identity work and becoming the type of person who's going to behave much differently than you have been, that's a game changer because, you can make all these individual separate conclusions about things like, hey, if this happens, I should do this. If this happens, I should do that. But if you're just the type of person who treats all situations from a stance of self-respect and kindness and just, values that you develop in yourself, that's going to do so much more than just basic pattern recognition, learning little facts about social life. And with like the whole believing in a higher power thing, like, I have no idea if I believe in a higher power, but if I have these thoughts like, oh, the universe has my back, oh, like, there's this timeline that's laid out for me, and if I do what I'm supposed to do and if I follow my purpose, like that timeline that I want is going to unfold. Like, if I have these little things that I tell myself, I'm going to be treating the world so much differently, and I'm going to be treating it with so much more trust and confidence. And those are the things that you need in order to take the actions that are actually going to like change your life. And ever since I began thinking these things, like it's kind of crazy how, I don't know, I never expected some of the things that have happened to happen at all. Like I've been here for over a week, but like not much longer than that. And I've met a gazillion amazing people. and they treat me really well. They're nothing like the people who I was having issues with last year. And the conversations I have with them are so like deep and like, conceptual, not just about, how are your classes? What did you have for lunch today? Like bullshit stuff. Like it's about life, like what I actually want to talk about. And, these people's lives, like they're actually doing something with their life. Like they're not just doing what everyone expects of them. They're doing what they want to do with their life. And they have, unconventional goals and, all these things that I admire about people. And I always kind of looked to people I saw online or people I just knew of who were like this. I'm like, whoa, like those people are so cool. But now they're like in my life and I'm talking to them and I'm like, talking to them about my goals and like what I want to do. Or not really my goals, but like, just my thought processes. And they tell me these experiences that they've had. And I don't know, I just like leave these conversations with so much more sense of the world. And I don't know. I just feel so at peace in general, which sounds basic, but after living life with so much anxiety and like feeling anxious from people doing weird shit, like it's not a feeling that I could have imagined before, which is sad to say, but it's true. Um and yeah, I just like feel at peace and I feel happy and I don't know if I've ever been this happy before. Um And I don't know. I just feel like if you're in a rough spot right now and you're like imagining your life and what it would be like without these problems that you're facing, you don't actually know how good it is. Like you can't conceptualize it unless you've already experienced it. And if you're having these problems, I don't think you have experienced it. Because now that I'm in this experience, I know how to scare those problems away. I know how to not attract them anymore. I know how to keep my life clean. And obviously, I'm going to experience problems soon enough. But when I say problems, I mean like these patterns that kept coming up for me where I just did not respect myself and I just kind of let people do what they wanted. Well, I don't know. I kept people in my life after treating me in ways that you shouldn't let people treat you. And I don't know. And I gave a lot of my time to things that I didn't actually want to be giving it to. And I'm dying. I'm sick. Um, yeah, I had these patterns that kept recurring. And now that those patterns are gone, I'm experiencing the stillness of life that is free of those patterns. And I'm like, wow, like I've never been here before. And also with like the friend thing, not only am I meeting people who feel so aligned with me, also like people that have been in my life for years already, now that I'm in the frequency that I'm in now, like my relationship with certain people are deepening so much. And like, I don't know, like it was, a deep, good friendship before, but now it's like, whoa, where'd you come from? Like, these people, like, I connect with them so much deeper now. The amount of seen and understood that I felt before versus what I feel now, like around the same people, is crazy. Like, I don't know. I feel very seen and understood by certain people that, I've known for years, but I guess I wasn't me yet. So now that I feel like I'm me now, I'm sharing myself with them and like we're really connecting on that deep level where it's like, okay, like we are seeing and understanding each other fully. The amount that I'm like struggling to explain this shit should show you that it's beyond logic now. Like this is why I'm like getting all spiritual and woo woo now, is like the life that I'm experiencing feels like it's defying logic. Like my life is just like, it's just been so good. And by following the spirituality stuff, like it basically teaches you to like just expect it to be good. Like, oh, of course it's gonna be good, it's me, it's my life, it's gonna be good. But I didn't know it actually work. I didn't know that like trusting the universe and just not feeling scared of bad things happening, like I didn't know it would just like suddenly make bad things stop happening. I didn't know that it would attract these people to me. I didn't know that, when I am crossing the street, I feel like the cars stop for me more. I feel like when I'm like going into buildings, I feel like people hold the door for me longer. Like there's no way for me to know if that's actually true, but I don't know. I'm just like noticing all these miracles in the world that could have been present before, but I was so down about things I didn't know. I wasn't seeing it. And these super mundane activities of just like going on a walk outside or reading a book or eating some good food, those are all really strangely different experiences too. Like, I guess that's where gratitude comes in, where like the more I have these grateful thoughts about things, like just basic stuff that felt so neutral before just feel magical now. And that probably sounds so annoying to the average person. Like, oh my God, like I had this magical walk this morning. Oh, I had this delectable sandwich earlier. It was life changing. But like, that's how it feels to me now. That's how life is feeling to me right now. And I've never had that before ever in my life. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. And there are obviously like ups and downs to life. And even in this past week of like being here and everything feeling like crazy, or it's been more than a week, but I don't know. However long it's been. I've had some up and down I've had some ups and downs where like, I felt really good the first week and then I got sick, which, happens when you go to college. And instead of it being like, oh my God, like this is horrible, I'm sick, I feel like shit, oh my God, blah, it was just like, okay, like things are slowing down. Like it didn't feel as painful as it would have last year. Like I got sick last year. It was horrible. I felt like shit every time. I would like complain to my friends like, "Oh my God, this is horrible. Like I'm having the shittiest day. I threw up this morning, blah blah blah." But now instead of like pain, it feels like slower. Like okay, like my life's just going to slow down for a bit. And like my consciousness is like slowing down, and like I don't know how to describe it, and it's weird. And like when I'm tired, that's also like instead of me feeling like groggy and shitty, it's just like, oh, like things are slower and calmer right now. And even when like I have negative thoughts, like inevitably, like we all have those negative thoughts sometimes. It's like it's instead of like a painful experience, it just feels like a different experience. And then I just like think about it. I'm like, oh, and then I like come up with a more positive thought. And I don't know. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this up, but I don't know. I feel like this is just like a part of my life now, where like this happiness exists, and even if bad things happen, those will kind of just be in betweens instead of like I don't know. Like my baseline feels higher in terms of like happiness. So when bad things happen, it's just like little blips in it instead of happiness being the like weird thing that's happening. Like when really good things happen, that feels like the norm now. When before it was like those were like highs that would happen occasionally, and those were like what's the word? Oh my God. Those were like the outliers. The what the fuck is the word? I don't know English anymore. I don't know. I know. Basically, I just feel crazy because I feel like I'm actually experiencing happiness, which I feel like I don't know if this is just a US thing or what, but it feels like everybody's striving to have happiness, but a lot of the people you go out and meet do not have the privilege of this. Like I feel very lucky, which is kind of sad. Um, but yeah, like I just wake up in the morning now and I'm like actually excited for my day instead of dreading it and feeling automatically tired. And I don't know. I never thought that that would happen. Like I always thought that mornings were going to be hard, but like now I get up it'll be like 6 a.m. I'll get up, I'll go and take a shower, I'll eat my breakfast, I'll do fascia massage, I'll put on my makeup, I'll put on an outfit, I'll have extra time before my class. That was not my life before. I would wake up with like 45 minutes to get ready, and that's not enough time for my slow ass. I can't do that. I would always look half-assed, in my opinion, like based on what I could do, but I was not doing. I would never have extra stuff I was doing in the morning. I would skip breakfast all the time. And, I thought that I would have to just like learn more time management skills, and I'd watch these productivity videos on YouTube thinking that that would fix me. But no, like all it took was feeling different. And feeling different has made me do things differently. And I don't know. It sounds very simple, but it just like it feels surreal to me. I still feel like I haven't explained things well enough at all, and I'm hoping this doesn't come across as some sort of like weird toxic positivity video. Um but I don't know. I wanted to share like just like how different my life is now compared to last year, because yeah, I'm at the same college. My dorm looks basically the same. I'm with the same roommate. I have a lot of the same friends, like besides all the new people I'm meeting. But everything I do is different. And everything I do feels better. And I feel like that should not be like minimized. I feel like that's a really big thing. And if I can share how I did that and help other people do that, like I would love to do that. But I don't know. It just feels like there's so much stuff that I learned in order for this to happen. And like over the summer, I was learning all these things and practicing all these things, but I was kind of isolated, which I needed. But I was isolated, and I was in my parents' house, in the same environment that I was in for all of high school when I was a very different person. And like, I had this really strict routine that I was sticking to, and I wasn't doing much outside of that routine. So basically, like, there wasn't much room for all of these miracles to happen. So, I was learning all these things, but I didn't know that it would actually have an impact on my life. And then when I got here, I knew it immediately. Like I saw it immediately, and I knew exactly why these things were happening. I didn't expect it. And I don't know, I want everyone to experience like that type of change in their life where they can see that they have the power to change their life that much and that fast too. Really, like, I learned all this stuff, like, or I didn't learn everything I know, but like I learned a lot of this new stuff over the summer, which isn't very long. And it changed my life so dramatically that I don't know. I want people to see that changing how you feel is very possible, and ending cycles that have been recurrent in your life is very possible, and waking up in the morning and being excited for your day is very possible. So, yeah, that's I don't know what else I want to say today. That is really the message that I tried to get across. But yeah, I want to make more videos about this because, the longer I'm here, the more this is going to unfold for me, and the more I'm going to learn about what happiness is like and how I got here. And, hopefully it lasts. I feel like it will, though. Like, I feel like it will. I'm like, I don't know. I feel good. And I feel like even if I go through hell, I'll still feel a little bit good. So, or I'll be able to come back to feeling good. So, yeah, I would love to help other people do the same somehow, because I feel like people deserve to feel this way. So, yeah, thank you for getting through this entire thing. I don't know how long it is. I have no concept of how many minutes I have filmed so far. But yes, thank you. I'm trying to make a heart. And yes, my name is Jen. I make videos about just reflecting on my life and things I've learned. And I have an Instagram page. I've been posting a lot of short form on there, and I have short form on here too, but like, I don't know. I have an Instagram too. Just saying. So yes, If you want to see more, then hit one of the buttons below. Thank you. And yeah, have a fantastic day. I don't know how to end videos. There's the fucking train. I don't even know if you guys can hear it. Maneuver your. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.